Alright, everybody. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers for winning the national championship. Y'all clearly had one of the best seasons in college football history. Your quarterback, Mendoza, won the Heisman for a reason. He made some great plays, and y'all were just a team that just made less mistakes. So, congratulations. Congratulations. Alright, everybody, for the Miami Hurricanes side, yeah, we lost. Final score 27 Indiana to 21. You know, I can't be too bothered. I can't be too bothered by this because Indiana, they're just better. They're just better. They're the team that made less mistakes. They're the team that capitalized more, and they have their quarterback Mendoza won the Heisman. Like, the guy at the quarterback position for the opposing team is the Heisman Trophy winner. So I can't be bothered by this, man. And this game was closer than I was originally feel liking. But I came into this game feel liking, hey, whatever happens, happens. And I'll stand by this, guys. This is the best season I have ever witnessed as a Miami Hurricanes fan. I wasn't alive when we had that, like that 2001 season, or any other team. Like in the past years when we've made it to the national championship game, because guys, this is the first time we've been here in over 20 years. Like, so I'm grateful that we even had a chance, guys. Like, there's so many things I'm thankful for this season, man. Malachi Tony, man, I am so thankful we have him on this team. I'm excited to see what he can do next year. I also got to give a shout out to Mario Cristobal. I've been a critic of Mario Cristobal for his game management and conservative nature, and we would not be here without him. He has been coaching his tail off, so yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Mario Cristobal, man. He's part of the reason why we made it this far, so I gotta give my shout out to Mario. The defense didn't allow a 30 point game, didn't allow 30 points all year. This Miami Hurricanes defense didn't allow 30 points every game. We have allowed under 30 points. That is a big win. Shout out to the defense, man. Corey Heatherman, man, has been outstanding all season. Just there's a lot of things, for a lot of positives to come on for this season, guys. It sucks to come up short. I just went through this with the Buffalo Bills a couple days ago. So yeah, when they lost to the Denver Broncos, it sucks to come up that short, guys. I've been through heartbreaks like this many times to the point where I'm numb to it. And could we win this? Was this game winnable? Yes, it was winnable, definitely. I got a lot of things to say. Carson Beck, he just didn't have his best game. He didn't have like a horrible game. No, he only turned over the ball once, which was that interception, that was an underthrown ball. If Carson Beck would have just thrown a little bit more air under it, or just would have just had more arm on that last throw to Keelan Marion, that would have been a touchdown, or at least a first down, like a first and goal. So, man, if Carson Beck would have just threw the ball just a little bit more, put some more arm under it, put some air under it, it would have been a touchdown or at least a first and goal. So, and yeah, guys, we did have missed opportunities, but that first half was just one to forget, definitely. Shutout. Only not even 70 yards of offense. At one point, 0-8 on third down conversions. You're not going to win games like that. And I felt like we got out-coached in this game today. Felt like we got out-coached. First half, we straight up got out-coached and outplayed, plain and simple. But I feel like we outplayed Indiana in the second half. But by then, it was already too late. They blocked that punt early in the third quarter. You can't allow that to happen. The offensive line got dominated in the first half. Defense, I think the defense, in my opinion, did their job, did the best that they can. You're going up against Kurt Signetti and the Indiana Hoosiers, with Fernando Mendoza as their Heisman Trophy quarterback, man. Like, you can't be bothered by this loss, Canes fans. You really can't. Sure, it definitely does suck to definitely lose like that. We were close. We were this close, but it is what it is, man. Just thankful. I'm just so thankful I got to see my team play in the national championship for the very first time. Like I said, this is the best season I've witnessed as a fan. There's so many positives to go out for this season. And when I look in these situations, I try my best to think of the positives. Like, we wouldn't have been here. Part of it, I already gave a shout out to Mario Cristobal. We would not be here without Mario. Also, man, this defense has been phenomenal, not allowing no more than 30 points in every game. So, yeah. And, oh my goodness. And Carson Beck, I really appreciate what Carson Beck has done for this season for us. Like I said, Carson Beck, he completed 19 out of his 32 passes, 232 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. And I gotta give a shout out to Malachi Tony. He balled out today. 10 receptions, 122 yards. That touchdown that put us back in the game from Malachi Tony. He's been on it in this game. I gotta give a huge shout out to Tony again, showing you guys in this game like why I'm thankful that we have him, and I'm excited to see what he can do for next season. I'm going to be honest, I was not a fan of Shannon Dawson's play calling in this game. I was really not, especially in the first half, man. We got out-coached in the first half. Got out-coached, outplayed, out-schemed. The offensive line got dominated. It was just brutal. The first half was just absolutely brutal. Second half, we were able to clean it up, turn it up the notch. The offense was much better in the second half. But like I said, I feel like it was already too late. And not to mention, Indiana had less penalties than we do. I'm pretty sure we had, I know Indiana had, that roughing the passer penalty. And, look at the penalties we had. 7 penalties for Miami and 5 penalties for Indiana. And not to mention, they dominated time of possession, too. Because our offense was just couldn't do a darn thing in the first half. In the second half, man, Mark Fletcher with that long touchdown put us back in the game. And, Mark Fletcher in this game, 17 carries, 112 yards, and 2 total touchdowns on the ground. There are points in this game where we looked one-dimensional and we couldn't run the ball at all whatsoever. C.J. Daniels, 4 receptions for 62 yards. Alex Bauman, 1 reception for 22 yards. Chamar Brown, 1 reception for 11 yards. And then Mark Fletcher, Keelan Marion, and Joshua Moore caught a reception. And like I said, if that interception, from what I've looked at, it looks like Carson Beck just underthrew that pass, and it ended up getting intercepted. If Carson Beck would have just put a little more air under that throw, it would have been a touchdown, and we could have been national champions. So... And I'm not saying this game was completely on Carson Beck. This was, in my opinion, it's what it is, man. It's one of these losses, man. We just lost to the better team. And both Miami, both the Canes and the Hoosiers deserve to be in this game, guys. And I gotta give a shout out again to this defense. Akeem Mesidor made some great plays with 2 sacks, and then Ruben Bain Jr. had a sack today. So this defense, man, we were able to pressure Fernando Mendoza in this game. That Carter Davis missed field goal it was just unfortunate there. Man, and their running back, Kalian Black, there were times where, he would just bust through and get some good runs. And then another thing, too, I gotta say, tackling was sort of an issue in this game at times, especially when tackling Fernando Mendoza. Did you see how we freaking, get out into the end zone there? Oh, my gosh. We were having a hard time trying to tackle the guy. So, yeah, guys. So, Indiana, man, The reason why Indiana won this game is because they made less mistakes. They made the plays when needed. Even though we outplayed Indiana in the second half, they made less mistakes, and by then when we were coming back, it was already too late, in my opinion. So, was this game winnable? Yes, it was. It was winnable, but you gotta look at the team we're playing, man. We're playing Indiana. They're no joke. They are a team that you do not want to mess with. They are disciplined. They are a disciplined team, and yes, they had some penalties that, shot themselves in the foot, like that false start penalty on their second to last, like their last drive before that field goal. Roughing the passer penalties. Like, they had penalties in this game. It's just they did make less mistakes, and when it comes to the penalty yards, they only had 38 total penalty yards. So, yeah, man, I gotta give a shout out to Indiana, man. They are the deserving team. They just put up one of the better seasons in college football history. And think of how this program was. Like, this program was irrelevant up until, like, from what I've heard from last season. And look what Curt Cignetti was able to do. It's gotta feel really good for Indiana to get their first national championship. It really is, guys. And congratulations. They deserved it. They absolutely deserved it. Canes fans, I've said this. We can't be too mad. We can't be too bothered. I'm looking at the positives in this. Man, like I said before, the college football committee could have left us out and put Notre Dame in. There were times, guys, I never thought we would even make it this far. I never thought we would even be here. And yes, guys, playing in the national championship game at Hard Rock Stadium, this felt like a home game. I was sitting here, watching it on my TV, and I just acted like this was just a regular season home game. That's how I felt like. I was just saying, like, whatever happens. It isn't until the fourth quarter when I was, like, starting to get a little nervous, but, well, anxious to say would be a much better term, but man, shout out to these players, especially on the defense. The defense, they tried. They gave it all they had. Offensively, man, I gotta tell you, Shannon Dawson. So yeah, I'm still gonna say the same thing with Shannon Dawson after we lost to SMU, that I feel like we need to let him go after this season. I think it's time for a change on the offensive coordinator side of things. I think it's time for Shannon Dawson to go. I feel like we need to let him go. Feel like we need a new offensive coordinator for next season. Time for a change for the offensive coordinator side. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Carson Beck for what he's done for this season. Took us to a national championship game. Malachi Toney, really super thankful we have him on this team. One of the best freshman players we've seen. And, like, just a lot of things to be grateful for as a Canes fan for this season. This was a season to remember. Coming up that close, but I've been through losses like this where you just get so close and you just not quite there yet. Didn't quite get the job done, guys. So overall, man, I'm not really bothered, but it does. Oh man, it is close. Of course, it definitely, sucks that, your team was just close to getting a job done, had a chance, and just couldn't capitalize. But it's part of sports, part of football. It is what it is. And I'm excited for next season, guys. This season right here, and Mario Cristobal, to me, he can lead us back to the playoffs again. And again, in the next future seasons, man, I feel like he can. And this season alone, after what Mario Cristobal, like I said, I've been critical of Mario Cristobal in the past for his game management and his conservative nature. But yeah, the field goal in the first half, because from how we were playing, I could definitely understand taking the field goal because Indiana's defense, they're really good, especially physical. You gotta give Indiana their credit. and especially with their blocked field goal too, in their credit. But you gotta give it to Indiana, man. They're just a better team. They are just a better team, and they absolutely deserve it. So, anyways, Indiana fans, go celebrate. Canes fans, like I said, don't be too bothered by this loss. There's a lot of things we need to be grateful for and be thankful for. Looking at the positives. Just try your best to look at the positives in this moment. We wouldn't have been here. This would have been, the committee could have let us out, guys, and put Notre Dame in over us. Like, we need to be grateful that we even got a chance to even be in this position. So, that's all I'm going to say in the very end, guys. So, that's all I got to say, guys. Anyways, guys, win or lose, go Canes. This is the best season I have witnessed as a fan. This is the best Miami Hurricane season I have witnessed in my lifetime. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to throw up the symbol. I can find a place to do it. On to 2026. Peace.